Hey, it's Jim Maker, and I've got a transcript called up with uh, a notable error. Now, when I go here to replace all, I'll show you what comes up. So I got fal.ai. I want it to be changed to fal.ai. So now I'm going to do a search to see if there's any instances of fal, because I didn't check for fal without the AI. So just going to go ahead and I could do a control F, but I'm just going to go here, do it manually. So I want to look for a fal. And I got my timer in the way. Don't think it found any instances, but I'm not sure. Okay, there it is. Yeah. So, okay, so it took me a second to find that. So I'm going to go ahead and change fal to fal as well. So up here to replace. And we'll go ahead and do it this way. How's that? So we'll do a replace all. Now I should not find any instance of fal. Nope, couldn't find it. Okay, so now, and that should be, I have 3 different versions of the transcript in here. So it's searched globally, so should not have an issue there. So I'm going to go over to a tool here. So this is Notebook LM. It's free. I have the paid version. You get extra features, but still fairly certain it's free. So the YouTube video that I got this from was live streamed, so you can't just paste a YouTube link in here. Otherwise, you could just do that if it's public and not a live stream. But this was a live stream, even though it's public. So let's go over here to the source. And then we'll go back to the transcript. I'm going to grab another transcript. I've already done this with the misspelling. That's how I knew that there was an issue. Let me go back to here to show you that. So it did fal, how it picked it up phonetically. Okay, so yeah, I've already did this. So go ahead and go here. I was going to go ahead and show you something else, but go ahead and resave this. And then I'm going to pick up one called Clarity. Get this out of the way. Okay. And then I'm just going to paste the text in since it won't pick up the YouTube link. Let it ingest that transcript. There's a bunch of things you can do with it, but I'm just going to go ahead and recreate that infographic. It should pick up that fal.ai now instead of foul, the misspelling. So create this infographic. Takes it a little bit, but the audio overview, I like that feature. That's the first feature I used in Notebook LM, but it does take even longer, so we will not try to do that live. Mind map takes a little bit too, but this infographic, even though it takes some time, still faster than I can do it myself for sure. better quality. So we'll take a look at that. Sometimes it creates, because it's AI, it generates misspellings, which makes it useless, but it did a good job on the original overall. So hopefully it'll do the same with this. Okay, so now we just click on this and it'll bring it up. And I'm not going to try to compare this to before, so definitely a different job, but I'm looking for the FAL. Also skimming this. Okay, so there we go. There's an instance of that. So fal.ai did perfect because of the transcript. I'm skimming anything else for something that would make it unuseful if it had misspellings in here. About half the time, sometimes it does a great job before. It's kind of weird here that it generated the same file name, photo of 111, but anyway, it does a much better job on an infographic than I'd ever be able to do. Skimming down through here. Yeah, I'm not seeing any misspellings that would stop this from using. So now I have two versions of it. And we'll see how long it takes. It takes longer to generate a mind map, but I'll show you an example of that if you're not familiar with that term. And all this was based on, the premise of the call was just correcting the transcript. There's obviously probably other misspellings in there as well, but that was a critical one when it had the wrong website. So it actually did a little faster than usual. So go ahead and show you, if you're not familiar with that term, of mind map. So you can collapse them all into one. See if you have talking points. So that works. And then, of course, in this example, we have another branch of the funding. So that's how mind maps work. So I can collapse it all, get it back, collapse that one, walk through these, collapse that, go to tool selection and access, etc. Of course, I'm not reading this to see if there's anything going on there. We'll presume it's okay. And then the required naming convention. Okay. And then we can collapse that, etc. So more than what I said in the title to show you, but that's how I started with the correcting the transcript. That was the key. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this video. Have a great day.